Welcome to Motoring Monday for December 21st, 2015. I'm Sam Haymart for Test Driven TV. Today's a very special episode of Motoring Monday. I'm going to take you through the Test Driven TV I'd Buy It list. Out of the 125 plus cars we tested this year, only 10 of them made it to the list of cars I'd actually buy. And these are cars that if I were shopping in their category, I really would buy them. And these range from American muscle to Japanese sports cars, crossovers to pickup trucks. There's even an electric vehicle in there. All of this is coming right up. In alphabetical order, we'll start with the Chrysler 300 sedan. Now for 2015, it got quite a few styling and feature updates. They roll into 2016. All of these were a good thing as this vehicle has been on the market for quite some time. The updates succeeded in keeping it contemporary and competitive in the market, I think, but the thing with the Chrysler 300 that really won me over was its distinctive rear-wheel drive V8 American car swagger that nobody else really offers anymore. The one I tested had the big 5.7-liter Hemi V8, which was always happy to come alive and simulate a bar fight when the mood struck, yet the rest of the time it was smooth and refined, more like wine and cheese, and even the base 3.6-liter V6 is far from a consolation prize. Based on the same chassis as the Chrysler 300, the Dodge Challenger made the list as well. The second year it makes the I'd Buy It list, this season we tested the 6.4-liter SRT as well as the Hellcat. Yes, it's big and heavy. Yes, it's a throwback to another era, but it has a tight modern chassis and handles quite well for its weight. The new interior for 2015 forward is much improved, and it's just damn comfortable to cruise around in when you're not on the other side of the tracks looking for trouble. And I'd buy any engine in this thing from the base V6 all the way up to the 707 horsepower Hellcat. It's just well done. Now, I grew into my driving shoes behind the wheel of lots of different Ford Mustangs, so I think it says a lot that I would buy the Dodge Challenger here. And I did test drive the 2015 Mustang quite a few times this year, and it isn't on the I'd Buy It list. Now, for something completely different, it only took a week in the 2015 Honda Civic Si for me to completely fall in love with it. The Civic Si has always had its fans, but until this car came to our press fleet and I spent some time with it, I really hadn't paid them much attention. But after spending some time on my favorite windy road, it all started to make sense with a light-hearted combination of power and handling that makes it a blast to drive any day of the week. With 205 naturally aspirated horsepower, its 2.4-liter VTEC engine is in its last year, giving way to a turbocharged mill soon. That may or may not be good, time will tell, but this one is linear and responsive, eager to take you through the gears, revving high, and always putting a smile on your face. When it comes to what makes me like a car, it's not always just one thing. Often it's the sum total of its parts, and the Honda Civic Si is one of those cars, and I really do think it's a great value at its price. Now, when it comes to SUVs and crossovers, only one of them made the list this year, and that was the 2016 Kia Sorento. I really think it raised the bar, not only for Kia, but as well as its competitors. All new for 2016, Kia substantially upped its game with the Sorento, now offering a much higher quality interior than before with a level of design detail and flair that's downright impressive in this class. It can be had with 2 or 3 rows and lots of variation from base models to fully loaded like our tester. Styling is handsome, though perhaps less distinctive than some of its competitors. On the road, I found its 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder to have plenty of power, and it has excellent manners delivering it. Handling was refined on and off-road, too. Our tester was a bit pricey at $45,000, but I felt worth every penny, even with the Kia badge on it. Also from Kia, the Soul EV won me over with its own recipe of torquey silent power and fun-to-drive character. And fun is the theme with its bright color and style that simply can't be ignored. But beyond the fun, this is a seriously competitive electric car here. Its range is near top of the class for compact electrics. Its power and handling offer more than the Walking Dead experience of some you can compare it. And its price is reasonable, given its quality inside and out. The Kia Soul, I think, is an electric car that really does start to pencil so long as your daily commute falls within its range. And don't forget, it is fun to drive. Speaking of fun, the Lexus IS line makes it to our list for the second year in a row. And by IS line, I mean everything from the base level IS 200T to the full tilt IS 350 F Sport. I tested several Lexus IS models this year, from the 306 horsepower IS 350, which has been on the market for some time, and the new 2016 IS 200T with its first ever turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. And I can tell you that even in the new base model, the Lexus IS offers a combination of fun-to-drive goodness, sharp responsive handling, and a top-notch interior execution that I used to praise BMW for with their 3 Series. The difference here is you get Toyota reliability instead of getting to brag about how often your car is in the service bay. Now don't get me wrong folks, I love my BMWs, but the Lexus IS line is everything the 3 Series used to be and more. Now, speaking of everything that used to be and more, the new 2016 Mazda MX-5 really pressed all my retro buttons and even found a few I didn't know were there. Fact of the matter is, after 25 years, most cars lose their magic. They grow fat and happy and rest on their laurels. Not so for the all-new 2016 Mazda MX-5, which still adheres strictly to its diet, actually losing a little bit of weight and an inch or two in its beltline for this year. While I'm still not entirely warm on its new styling yet, and its interior is atrocious in design and execution, its driving performance and fun factor made all of that secondary. Pushing it hard on a windy mountain road brings on permagrin that reminds me of my very first time. Driving a Miata, that is. Something you can tow your Miata Spec Racer to the track with is the all-new 2016 Nissan Titan XD, which goes on sale about right now. I spent a lot of time driving this truck this year, powered by the new 310 horsepower Cummins 5-liter V8 diesel, both on and off the road. And I gotta tell you, this is something different. It's in between actually. It's more than a half-ton truck, but not all the way up to a 3/4 ton. What it has is a substantially solid feel in its handling, particularly when loaded or towing. It has capabilities, features, and a quality level I think people are going to take notice of. I did, making this the first full-size pickup to ever make it on the I'd Buy It list. The 2016 Nissan Titan XD will later also be available with the next generation 5.6-liter gasoline V8 with 390 horsepower, which I haven't yet tested. Since we're talking about gasoline or diesel, it's time to cover Volkswagen, and that's because I tested both the 2015 Golf TDI and the Sportwagen TDI this year, and I loved them. I really did, and I gushed about them in my reviews, and they made it to the I'd Buy It list, both of them. But since then, well, we've had the VW TDI scandal, where we found out a lot of that diesel goodness was in fact a lie. It's kind of like when that sports player you admire, for all of their achievements, you find out they've been doping. So as of today, we don't have a fix yet for these cars, and one wonders how's that player going to perform when they're no longer on the juice. And that brings me to today. I struggled, to be honest with you folks, because I really did like these cars, yet I really can't have them on my I'd Buy list. Not only because they're blackballed, because, well, they're not on the market right now, but there are still gasoline versions of these cars. In spite of the TDI mess, the new 2015 and now 2016 Golf and Sportwagen are both excellent cars, even in their gasoline-powered versions, which I have also tested. Those will remain on the I'd Buy It list as such. I'm not going to punish VW and take what are still good cars off the list out of spite or on some moral high ground principle. VW will be more than paying for their sins on the TDI issue, believe me, but they still build some very good cars aside this matter. Both of these cars are based on the new MQB platform architecture, which offers sublime handling, more space, lighter weight, and better fuel efficiency than the cars they replaced. They're IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus material, and they finally come with a USB port for 2016. What is available for power includes a 1.8-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder gasoline engine with 170 horsepower in both cars. With the Golf, you can even step up to performance with the 200-plus horsepower 2-liter engine found in the GTI or the Golf R, and you can even go electric with the e-Golf. With regard to the Volkswagen TDI issue, let me tell you this. I'm very upset with the company. They not only lied to the government, but they lied to you, and they lied to me. I'm a journalist. I test drove their cars. I told you how much I liked them, and I put them on my I'd Buy list, for crying out loud. That's not something I can change now. It's something I own. Those were the facts on the ground as I knew them, but the problem is, well, the facts on the ground have changed. We now know that a lot of what made those cars great might not be in the future. When the fix comes, the MPG might not be the same. The power might be less. These are all things we don't know yet, but I promise you this, when these cars do come out, when the fix comes out, I'll drive them and I'll let you know exactly what I think. That said, if you want to see any of the test drives from the cars we just highlighted today, click on the links down below in the information section. All of them are there. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the link right here. We test drive 2 cars a week, and we have a new video almost every single day, so there's always something new. I'm Sam Haymart for Test Driven TV. I hope you enjoyed the ride.